The objective of the inspector is to inspect machined parts. The equipment used includes a workbench, a height-adjustable chair, a footstool, a microscope, a wood block to tilt the microscope, a gauge, and a light tray. The tools used include a pen. The materials used include a valve seat, various machined parts, plastic trays, containers for parts, plastic bins for parts, and dust spray. Personal protective equipment includes nitrile gloves, with one worker also wearing a rag around her left wrist. The heights of the workers observed were 5 feet 2 inches, 5 feet 4 inches, and 5 feet 6 inches. Several tasks occur in the inspection department. 2 observed tasks were inspection and gauging. For inspection, the work methods begin with getting a handful of parts with the left hand and selecting one of those parts with the right hand. Next, the part is positioned under the microscope, where it is inspected. Once the parts are inspected, they are placed either in plastic cases or in plastic bins. For gauging, the worker selects a part with their right hand and positions that part in the gauge. The worker next activates the gauge and reads the gauge indicator. Once this is complete, the inspector takes the part from the gauge with their left hand and then collects several parts in their left hand before positioning the group of parts in a plastic tray. There were several ergonomic risk factors observed during the inspection position. A high pace was observed, with the worker's hands in constant steady motion and exertion to inspect parts. Sustained exertions included continuous sitting, constrained head position to view parts through the microscope, and continuous neck flexion or forward bending to gauge parts. Forceful exertions were present in the form of a pinch grip used to gather, position, and manipulate parts. Awkward postures included neck flexion or forward bending to view the gauge, wrist flexion or forward bending to get parts, and forearm pronation to get parts. Forearm pronation and ulnar deviation, or sideways bending, to inspect parts was observed. In addition, extended reach, wrist flexion or forward bending, and forearm pronation to position inspected parts was also observed. Finally, elevated arms to get the tray was observed. The mechanical contact stress that occurred included contact stress between the forearm and wrists and edges of the light box, microscope, and work table. Contact stress was observed also between the thighs and the work table drawers and between the legs and the work table legs. Please note that workers added padding to the microscope edges. The recommendations for the inspector position include the following. Investigate using an LCD monitor for projecting the enlarged image during the inspection process to reduce sustained exertions and awkward postures. Investigate raising the indicator dial on the gauge to decrease posture stress. Consider using both sitting and standing workstations to decrease static exertions. Investigate footstools that rock back and forth to decrease static exertions. Consider using padded arm supports to decrease localized contact stress. Investigate alternate positions and/or removal of drawers from the work table to decrease localized contact stress. Finally, position workers at work table locations with adequate leg clearance to decrease localized contact stress.